Welcome to the Block 20 report coverage of the Blockchain Expo Global in London. I'm here with Alex Mashinsky, founder and CEO of Celsius. Thank you so much for being on the show, Alex.
Thanks for having us.
So, congratulations on raising a whopping $50 million in their ICO. That's amazing. Can you outline to the viewers what Celsius is all about?
Sure. So Celsius is a wallet. It's a container that allows you to hold your crypto, get a loan, a dollar loan against your crypto. So you don't have to sell your coins. You can hodl your coins, get a dollar loan, or if you don't want a loan, you can earn interest. So while your coins are sitting in your wallet, they're also working for you.
Okay. And what were the main factors contributing to your ICO success other than having a great idea that stands out?
So from the beginning, we were saying to everybody that this is about the community. So we did not go to big venture capitalists or to the big crypto investors, but instead we really reached out to the community and explained to them why what we're doing is in their best interest, right? We created something that is for the people, by the people. And everybody, when you say to them, hey, do you want to earn interest on your coins? The answer is always yes. And when you say, do you want to borrow dollars against your coins, they say, well, how much are you going to charge me?
Yeah.
And we charge 9%, which is half of what everybody else has been offering. So by creating something really powerful for the people, we had over 15,000 people register on our website and come to participate and so on. So it was really done with a lot of people in the community.
So what is the main problem you're looking to solve? Mainly holding your crypto whilst getting the money, or?
So we're solving a few problems. One is getting a loan, which is not that easy. Today, if you're putting money in crypto, you can't access those dollars or pounds, right? You have to sell your crypto to get them back. So we're saying, no, you can continue holding the coins and get a loan, right? You can also earn the interest. But besides that, a lot of the people who are not part of the crypto community, when you ask them, why aren't you joining? They're saying, well, I can't put $1,000 and have it locked up. What if I could access some of it without transaction fees and without a high cost? I would come and join the community. And what we've seen in the last 6 months, we've seen a lot of people join, but they're all tourists. They're all speculators who came because they thought everything is going to go up. And now that things have gone down, now they're all running to the exit. So you don't want these kind of people. What you want is people who are coming in for the right reasons, because they believe in decentralization, they believe in cryptocurrencies being the future of personal financial freedom. And what we want is the next 100 million people to join into the crypto community who are not tourists, right?
Yeah.
Who are here to stay because they're trying to build an alternative systems to the banks.
Okay, and I've noticed actually on your website that it says banking is broken, and I have to agree, but what happens when banking actually is broken? Like, how is your platform going to approach this problem if banks no longer, are issuing money to your platform, or you have, you can't form partnerships with different banks?
Right, so first, we don't say that banks shouldn't exist. I mean, banks perform certain functions, and they just charge too much, right?
Yeah.
So when we all are the guys empowering the banks. Every time we get paid, we take our paycheck and put it in a bank.
Yeah.
And that's what gives the bank the power. If we took our paycheck and put it into crypto, then we would give crypto the power, right? So all we're saying is that, for example, when you put your money in the bank doesn't pay you anything. And if you go and you scream at them, they give you 1% as the best rate you can get, right? And then the bank takes your money and lends it to me and charges me 25% on their credit card. But it's your money, so why shouldn't you get more than 1%? And why should I pay less than 25%? So all we've done, we said, okay, we're going to let the person with the money earn 5%, and we're going to charge the person who's borrowing 9%. So we just lowered both sides to make it more viable for both sides. So again, the banks should all banks should start charging less, and if we can cause them to do that, then we're doing good for everybody, right? Because the bigger our community gets, the more pressure there will be on banks to start doing what we're doing, right? So it's not us or the banks, it's about everybody doing what's fair for the people, right? And paying 1% and charging 25% is just not fair. We're just not screaming about it, and we're not, there was a great TV show called Network, where the guy stands there and he screams and says, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take this anymore. Well, I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I just decided to do something about it. And that's what Celsius is all about.
Okay, that's brilliant. And if, say, for example, we have another market surge and people have their crypto there and they all want to take it out at the same time, would there be any problems with people getting their crypto out in time? Or are you guys sort of have sort of the tech and stuff to be able to process that many transactions at once?
Right, so all of our loans are asset-backed, meaning that we can only lend against crypto that we have. We cannot do loans like the banks do loans against money they don't have. That's how they get in trouble. We don't have any of that. We will never do that. So if anyone wants to withdraw their coins at any time, they can withdraw their coins, right? So we don't have that issue at all, but we do rely on financial institutions to give us access to dollars and pounds to lend out. So if, for example, the regulators in the UK or in the US decide that no loans are allowed to be issued against crypto, that would obviously be a problem for us. But until now, most regulators, their issues are not with good actors. Their problems are with that there are projects out there who promising things and don't do them. They don't deliver on the project, or they steal the money, or they never develop what they promised to develop, and so on. So I think the regulators are much more worried about small mom and pop participating in these things. So we only accepted accredited investors, for example, right? And they're worried about people not performing on their promises. So even accredited investors would lose their money because things haven't been done. I started 7 companies before this one. I delivered every time. So obviously I'm planning to deliver here as well.
Okay, that's great. Because obviously that's something people worry about. People, you know, overtrading crypto that they don't actually have. So that's a really good thing.
For a good reason, yes.
Yeah. So Oxygen is about to launch a platform that allows short selling in cooperation with Changely. How do you think short selling would affect the crypto markets?
Well, short selling exists today. So most of your viewers, if they hold their coins on an exchange, they don't even know that the exchanges enable short selling. So, you know, what we're doing is taking the same coins. Celsius is basically offering hedge funds to come to us and short crypto. Why? Because we charge them 15% per year. And then we take that 15% and give most of it to our coin holders. So instead of the exchanges and people like Oxygen making all the money, with Celsius, all of that interest is going back to the community. So we're basically saying to the community, you can sleep at night not worrying about your coin, but in the meantime, they're earning interest. They're earning money from loans, and they're earning money from short sellers who are betting against you. At least you're making some money out of it.
Yeah, okay. And in terms of security, what are some of the features that you've implemented?
So that really differentiates us from everybody else. Like most people have their own wallet, and they keep coins in the wallet, right? So if you're looking at IM token, or if you're looking at my Ether wallet, all these things, the tokens are sitting, the password is in your phone, and if somebody steals it or somebody gets access to it, they can steal all your coins. We are putting all of our coins in cold storage with a major custodian, so we have a very large financial institution that's holding them, and they're responsible for them, right? So we don't have this problem that somebody can come in like Mt. Gox and steal everything and so on. So we really solved the security issue. And instead of being charged with today, if you want to put your coins in cold storage, they charge you a lot of money for it. You have to pay 1 or 2% per year for someone to store your coins. We're doing the opposite. We're paying you interest for those coins that you're storing with us. So we really flipped the whole thing on its head by enabling people to earn money while they have coin deposits instead of being charged for it.
And this interest is in fiat or in crypto?
So the interest is paid either in Ether or in our cell tokens. It depends on what coin you deposit, and you can always be. Why is our cell token of any value? Because anyone who's taking a loan has to buy cell tokens. So when you get paid cell tokens, you can sell them your cell tokens at a profit, hopefully, which creates a demand and supply inside our system. We don't need speculators and external guys. Most people list their stuff on an exchange and they hope somebody else will come and buy it at a higher price. In our system, we have internal demand, and we also allow other people to buy it, but the internal demand is sufficient to create market for our tokens.
Okay. And what sort of system do you have in place to cover losses from bad loans, and how are you going to prevent these bad loans from happening in the first place?
Sure. So So in the traditional environment, again, the same bank loan that we talked about before, the bank loaned me money at 25%. If I disappear or if I don't pay it, the bank is taking a loss, right? In our environment, all of our loans are asset-backed, meaning that behind every loan there is crypto. So if I decide not to pay my loan back, Celsius just sells my crypto, so there's never a loss to the people who issued the loan. So we only do asset-backed loans. We do not do loans without any collateral behind them. So because of that, we expect a zero loss factor in our system.
Yeah, and I mean, even the losses that you do have can always go into sell them and go into interest for other people, right? And profit for yourselves. It will just make
the interest lower. But the only situation where we can lose money is if suddenly the coins drop so much that we cannot liquidate the loans fast enough. So we do have reserves for that, and we do give you a chance. If you're the customer, we give you a chance to put more coins, so basically avoid liquidation. We don't force liquidate your account. We give you a chance to pay down the dollar loan or put more coins as collateral to avoid being liquidated.
And this is a bit of a random one that I was thinking about earlier. In the event of sickness, death, do you guys take contacts from family members, for example, or anything, so they can get the crypto that's in holding? Or is that something that's not yet developed?
So we obey all the regular rules. So if there's an inheritance situation, as long as documents are presented and you prove that you are the heir to the owner, this avoids a situation where somebody dies and the private key dies with them. So because the coins are held by a custodian, we have access to them. We just need proper judgment to decide that they're going into the right person, right? So obviously we will take some time to make sure there's no fraud, but any traditional normal process that works in the real world would also work in our environment. So it's avoid this issue of loss of value, which happened many times. I mean, to many people who had, they thought that their parents were rich, and then they found out they forgot to get a copy of that secret password. Yeah. So that's lost forever. There's nothing you can do about it.
So this way you're fully protected, really?
Yes.
Okay, so is there anything else you'd like to tell the viewers about Celsius?
Sure. So like we said before, Celsius is all about the community, right? We think that the 50 million or so existing crypto users is a tiny little community. So for all your viewers who think, oh, it's too late, I missed the party is tiny. That's like, there's two cities in China have more people than the entire crypto community all over the world. So I'm really urging everybody to get involved, experiment, learn about it, buy a few coins, understand what this is about, read about it, because that's really the only way for people who have not touched crypto or the blockchain to understand what this is all about. And you can see at this conference, there's thousands of people here who came to learn about it. Like in my speech earlier today, when asked who here knows anything about crypto, very few hands went up, right? So most of us are still newbies, and most of us are learning about this. Even the guys who calling themselves a pro, they only been in this industry for a year or two. Nobody is really a pro. So I think that all of us have to work really hard to bring the next 100 million people into crypto and cross that adoption chasm. Because right now we're stuck in that early adopters phase. As I was presenting in my presentation, we need to leap into the mass adoption phase. Without that, decentralization is really not going to take hold. And this is what it's all about. Crypto represents the decentralization movement.
And I think it's also worth mentioning that Alex has actually been in crypto since about 2013 as well, isn't it?
2013, yes.
So he's like literally a crypto veteran.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
So thank you so much.
And I have less coins today than I had back then. Yeah. So that's painful to say, but hodling or sitting on your hands and not trading is the only way to really increase your value. Yeah. Anytime I tried to time the market, I was always wrong. So
unpredictable. Thank you so much for joining us, Alex.
Thanks for having us.
This is OI reporting at Blockchain London Expo. Thank you for joining us.